Hey there, everybody. This is Frankie Lee. I'm coming at you at week number 8, post-op. I am so sorry that I have not forgotten of you, but I've just been super busy doing everything that I have to do to keep my life in order. Let me get into the numbers for you let me see, the last time that I gave you guys an update, it was 4 weeks post-op at that time. Okay, so my highest weight, I'm sorry, I've got my notebook. My highest weight was 365 pounds. My surgery weight was 330 pounds. Let's say it was 329 point something. So let's say 330 pounds, right? After that, I forget exactly, but I remember it was 2 weeks after, and I was like 315 pounds, and then it kind of like slowly but surely, gradually went down. So, when I was at 4 weeks, I was 304 pounds. And then 5 weeks, I was 303 pounds. It was like I was dropping a pound a week. 6 weeks, I was 302 pounds. 7 weeks, I was 301.4 pounds. I don't really typically count the 4, but I guess I'm just going to start adding in the point, but I'm not going to sit there and debate about the points. So yesterday I went to my meetings, which they're not mandatory, but I tend to go because I really enjoy the people that are there. I enjoy especially one girl in particular. Her name is Adrienne. She's super ecstatic all the time, and she's got the greatest personality. She's just full of energy, and she had her surgery in April, and she seems to be doing very, very well. I can't wait to see in person that her progress and her journey. Okay, so I went and I weighed myself yesterday, and I finally got under the 300 marker. I don't know what you call it, 200 land or whatever, I don't know. But I am now 298 pounds, 0.2. So I am super ecstatic about this. I've tried very hard, and going to the gym, doing what I have to, and I go to work. And I have also been going to school right around the corner from here, just doing like a refresher in the cooking world, so that it's about healthy cooking instead of cooking with complete nastiness. In my family, we were raised on homemade chicken and noodles, where you make egg noodle on the table and you boil chicken in your largest pan. Then when you know that the chicken is boiled until it's cooked, you take it out, you let that cool, tear it apart, put the meat back into the broth, and you take your noodles, roll them up, chop them up, make them into nice little strips. You cook those up, and then you just let it turn into a thicker base. It's not like a soup, it's more like a stew, like a beef stew. It's got that thick consistency of it, but it's just all the flour in that meal that I guess is extremely bad for you. I understand that it's like all in moderation, but I'm trying to teach myself, and never mind the fact my daughter, on how to eat properly, because, well, I didn't get here eating healthy, did I? So my daughter, on the other hand, I want her to know the healthy world before she knows the unhealthy world. Because before surgery, she was eating practically nothing, just garbage kind of stuff, like eating bread. She only ate bread. She wouldn't eat anything other than chicken nuggets and fries. So now her habits have been changing along with mine. We eat hummus and carrots and broccoli, and I made I made like a Chinese thing the other day, which was just the chicken and broccoli with carrots. I know that it's extremely salty because of all the soy and oyster sauce and fish sauce and whatnot that you put into it, but I'm guessing we can have salt every once in a while. I mean, it's not going to kill us. It just retains water, so maybe that's where I was holding a ton of weight. But now I am just happier than a pig in poo that I'm finally under 300 pounds. And I'm so sorry that I truly have not been able to come onto the YouTube world. I have made like 100 videos in between all of this time, but it's just the whole fact of like there was something that I didn't like about that video, and now I'm just gonna go back to the Frankie, let's not care, let's just make the video and put it out there, and you know, deal with it. Who cares if you made a weird face? Because that last video, the picture in which it shows to you, my face is kind of scary looking, huh? But I really don't care anymore. Yes, my darling. What happened to TT? Where's the bug? There's a bug on TT. Give me TT. Let me see. No, I don't see no bugs. Are you sure?
Yeah, I want to get a TT.
The bug got TT?
Yeah.
Well, Mommy took care of it. No more bugs on TT.
And the bug got a TT.
Sorry.
That's it, Mommy.
My daughter's security blanket like toy, and she claims that there was a bug on it.
A bug got a TT.
Okay, go play, please. No school today. Ooh, bummer. I am not a happy person. Well, happy, but not happy. I thought she'd be going to school today. Come to find out, no school. So, alright. I will give you like a scenario of my day. I wake up at 3:30. I get to work for I wake up at 3:20. Sorry. 3:20. I get up, shit, shower, and shave. Go to work for 4 o'clock. I make the donuts. I get all covered in disgusting powder and sugar. And I make donuts until like 5:30. Like 5:30. And then I go out front and I take orders for the rest of the day until about 9:30. And then I get sent home. I'm scheduled until like 9. No. I'm scheduled till 10 or 11, but I never work that long. Everything always tends to slow down, and the district manager calls and said, hey, your payroll's kind of high, send somebody home. And typically it's the 4-Amers that go home first. So, no problem with that. Hey, shh, okay? You and your weird little piggy person. So I typically come home, and what I do is I come home and I take care of my husband. And only at work. At work, I only drink water, and I drink 1 decaffeinated small iced coffee with, I know it's not good for me, but oh well, cream. I don't like the taste of skim milk in my coffee, and I definitely do not like drinking milk. I just don't know what it is. If it's not fresh hood milk, then I don't want milk. I don't know what it is. So I tend to go with the creamer, and I don't know what's going on with my shirt here, but I look like a weirdo halfway. All right. So I like to use the cream, but I don't use that much. In a small iced coffee, you're supposed to use the machine that says 2 tablespoons, but I kind of just do like 1 squirt. And I'm happy with that. There's no flavor, because if there's flavor, I want sugar. Even though I don't like the taste of sugar. So then it just ruins my coffee. But when I drink coffee at home, it's decaf, and it's just black. I don't like Truvia anymore. I don't like anything in my coffee. I can't even, my daughter gave me a lick of her pop. She told me, Mom, try it. I love it. She said, It was like ass on my tongue. It was disgusting. Just imagine smelling somebody else's poop, you know, going into the bathroom after they go to the bathroom. That's what you could taste on your tongue. Ew. Yeah, no, I don't like a lot of stuff right now. I don't like food in general. Although I do like my fish. I like fish. Fish is good. Fish is really good. It's light, it's fluffy, and it doesn't tend to bother my stomach. I do not eat any bread. I do not eat any flour, rice, bread. All of that stuff sits on my stomach so hard that I feel like I'm gonna die. Like literally, I called my mother, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, and I told her that I was gonna die, and she said, "Why in the hell are you gonna die?" I said, "I took a bite of bulgur wheat." That's like a rice. I don't know if anybody knows about it, but it had some soup, but you tend not to eat and drink at the same time. So what I did was I like drained out the broth, you know, because we're also happy with just broth. So I drained out the broth, and I kind of like just put the potatoes and the vegetables that was in the soup in there, and I had a little bit of chicken that was in it, and I was happy with that. And my daughter said, "Mommy, here, take a bite." And I said, "Well, you know, I am on the Stage for Life thing. Let me try a small bite." And I use my daughter's little tiny baby spoons, and let me tell you, that little tiny baby spoon was enough to make me feel like death. So never again will I try something at that moment. Nope, 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 nope. And then like 2 days prior, I had tried like a small chunk of bread, and it blew up in my stomach so badly that I thought I was gonna die. See? Too many things about death. So I'm gonna stick away from those things for now. I definitely enjoy my fish, but it has to be fresh. I can't, no, I don't like frozen fish. My sister's like, "Oh, it's just as good, Frankie, just try it, you know, blah, 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 you'll love it." So I took it home and I cooked it, and I tried a bite of it, and I was not very happy. I've found that I've become the worst finicky person when it comes to eating, that it's not funny. If it's reheated food, forget it. Not touching it. I only make enough for myself when it comes to specific foods, because I know that my daughter won't touch some of the spicy food that I eat. So I tend to make her a small portion of something and me a small portion of something. It just happens to be like the same kind of deal. It's just hers is without spice. So I just make enough for the both of us, because my husband works at work. Or he eats at work. Yeah, he works at work. Oh, that smells so good. So yeah, I just make small portions, and I only eat a quarter of a cup. That's it. That's it. It's a quarter of a cup of whatever it is I'm eating, and I can't seem to eat any more than that, and I'm very happy with it. And my daughter, she eats whatever she wants and how much she wants, because sometimes she doesn't eat, and then there's other times where she eats a bit more, and I know that it's the growing, and you know, she needs her nourishment. So then after that, we'll go for a walk. You know, we typically go to the park. We have fun. She rides her bike. Yeah. And then between 3 to 5, or 4 to 6. Well, it depends on the day, on how busy I am. But I go to the gym between those hours, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. or from 5 to 8 or 4 to 7 or something. I don't even know. I just choose hours. I don't even know. If I'm not busy and I can go, I go. Like this morning, I went at, my gym opened up at 5 o'clock. I went and I jumped in the pool for 2 hours because I didn't have to work this morning. So for 2 hours, I went and I swam. I was like dried up. Or not dried up. I was like a raisin, all wrinkly and gross looking. But I didn't have to bring my daughter. She was here with her father sleeping. So I've just been trying an awful lot to keep myself busy and motivated, because if my house isn't clean and I'm not motivated, then I'm sitting here on the couch being a lazy ass like I was before surgery. And that's not a good combination for me. I want to be up. I want to be moving. I want to lose this weight. I want to make this surgery count. I've seen too many people go for surgery here in Massachusetts, and they get the surgery, and within like 6 months after the surgery, they start drinking alcohol. And they only lost a total of 60 pounds in over a year. You know, so I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you're doing so good, just don't go to alcohol. No, I'm not going to go to alcohol. I never have liked alcohol, and my husband the other night, you know, he likes to have a drink or two every once in a while, and he took a drink. I took a tiny sip of it, and it was very rancid. It was just not what I wanted, and I don't know what's going on, but my ears, behind my ears hurts. Maybe it's from this thing I have on my head today. But I had to get it out of my face because it was starting to irritate me and starting to give me a headache. And I am going gray. I have to definitely get some hair color. I don't care if I've got to do it myself anymore. CVS today. Yay! Go get some hair color. My mother colored her hair gray. Like the weirdest stuff ever. And then she put blue highlights on it. I was like really like shocked at her. I was looking at her and I said, Mom, what'd you do to your hair? I said, I don't get this. Why would you color your hair gray and then put blue on it? And she said, I was aiming for pink. So yes. And I have cheated once or twice. I'm sorry, but it's very hard to tell your child no to sherbet when you go to your local ice cream shop and you get ice cream and your daughter says, Mom, taste it. I love it. I love it, Mom. You gotta taste it. And sherbet's not that bad. Not that bad. And this place here makes it sugar-free, so it's not cheating, but it is cheating. Because, you know, God forbid, my husband bought some of my all-time favorite Italian Gelano pistachio ice cream, which is made in Italy, and it is the best ice cream, the best pistachio ice cream. Because I remember back in the day, you could buy Friendly's pistachio ice cream, and you would bite into it, and that had that chunk of pistachio in there that was crunchy. Now you bite into it, and it's like chewing on a cockroach or something. I don't know. Wait, no, cockroaches are crunchy. Kind of more like a jelly bean. It's just, it's not the same. It's not the same. So, everything, let me tell you, everything, it means something to me. Whatever I'm putting into my mouth, it better be something for nourishment for my body. Otherwise, I'm not eating it. My sister had bought a pizza, and we happened to be there, and she was like, oh, Frankie, just have a piece. It's not going to hurt you. I said, excuse me? No. That's a lot of bread. I said, I ain't eating none of that. And she was like, well, just eat the top. And I said, well, that's just a waste of food. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So she was like, well, then what in the world are you going to eat? I was like, watch. You watch Maya for about 15 minutes. I said, I'll come over with what I'm going to have for dinner. And while I was here, I came home. And I got into my freezer and in my fridge because it was sitting in the fridge. I got my Mediterranean sea bass, which I absolutely love. I hated fish before surgery. And now I took it and I got it all like, you know, I cleaned it and I seasoned everything, put some lemons in it and all this other stuff. And I wrapped it up and I brought it over to her house and we stuck it in the oven. She was like, what is that? I was like, well, you'll see. And I had brought over a lot of my favorite things for salad. some herbs and spices and whatnot, and I threw it all together, and my sister's like, wow, you know, that salad looks really good, you know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, taste it. And she took a bite, and she was like, wow. And then my sister's husband came out, and he's, you know, supposedly a chef. And he came into the room, and he didn't even, like, think twice about it. He didn't care if it was or wasn't meant for them, but he just walked up, he grabbed a spoonful, and he took a bite, and he was like, wow, that is really good salad. And he, like, looked at me, and he said, there's no salt on there, right? And I said, no, there's no salt, because he's allergic to salt. He eats salt, and he goes from a 150-pound man to a 350-pound bloated man. And he could smell. He was like, what's cooking? What are we having for dinner? As he says to my sister. And my sister said, oh, the pizza's on the counter. He's like, pizza? He's like, I smell something else cooking. And it was ready. So I went, I pulled it out, opened it up, and his face, like, dropped. He was like, wow. Wow. He was like, do you mind if I take a taste? I said, no, go straight ahead. And he took a taste, and he was really, really surprised on how well it tasted. So yes, I eat an awful lot of sea bass, fresh fish. I've tried salmon, and I really don't care for it. It's pretty dry. No matter what I've done to it, it came out pretty dry. Tuna fish in a can. Can't say that I'm actually a fan. I used to be, before surgery, I used to be a tuna fish fan. That was the only form of fish that I would eat. That only. No fish sticks. And I remember those as a child. My mother would tell me, oh, they taste good with ketchup. And yeah, no. I didn't care for them then. So now I have this awesome little recipe for everybody. It's absolutely awesome, and you gotta try it yourself. So I grated up some potatoes, and I made, like, my own form of, like, hash brown type deal, stuck it into my muffin pan, and I cooked it up a little bit in the oven, let it dry out, and turn brownish coloring. And then when that happened, well, during that time frame, I had taken some onion, some pepper, and yellow pepper, green onion, and red tomatoes, the little campfire ones. And I diced them all up, and I stuck them in the frying pan with some, I used asparagus one time, and it was good. And then one time I tried it with spinach. It was absolutely awesome. You saute it up, and then when those little hash brown bowls are done now, you go and you put that in. Well, I also added turkey. Don't forget the turkey, sorry, from your local deli. And I got it cut rather thick, and then I chopped it or diced it into little bite-sized chunks, or smaller, whatever. And I stuck it in with all of my vegetables that were sauteing, and then when everything was nicely cooked, you know, meaning like the onions and the spinach and whatnot, take that, throw that into the bowl. Then you put some low-fat mozzarella or cheddar. I mean, come on now. It's not like we're eating a ton of crap anyway. So I like using the Montgomery Jack sometimes because that adds a little bit of flavor. Or I forget the name of it now, but it's like a sharp cheddar with a spicy jalapeno type in it, and it was like, oh, fantastic. And then there's one that's a sharp cheddar that is dill and garlic. Oh my god, it was so good. And you only add just a tiny bit. It's just a tiny bit of this stuff. And then for my daughter, I scramble an egg and I stick it on the top of it. Well, first, yeah. I scramble the egg and I stick it on top. For myself, I like the yolk runny. So I just leave it whole, and then I stuck it in the oven, and you cook it until, that's like the hard part to judge by, because with a scrambled egg, you want it cooked fully. With my egg, you don't want it full cook. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure what I said there. I don't mean to offend anybody if I said the F word, because I didn't mean to say it. I want my egg just to be a little bit runny. I like the yellow part to be, you know, the dippy style egg. The only thing is I'm not dipping anything. My My daughter likes a piece of toast with it. She loves this thing. My husband, the first time that I made it, he was just like, oh, he was like, this is like heaven. He was like, where did you learn this? And I said, oh, don't worry about it, honey. Whatever. I'm very sorry about today's video. It's extremely long, but I have an awful lot to say today. I just might make another video because I've missed you guys so much and I just have the time right now to speak. So why not get it over with, and then I can go and, I don't know, have some fun, I guess, walk around the block. Today they're talking that it's not going to be so nice. They're talking about rain. Not really happy about rain, but hey, whatever. But that meal is the best. So try it out. You know, you got a lot of different proteins in there. You've got, I mean, I know that potato doesn't really have much of it, but you also get your fiber, which is pretty good. I've had absolutely no issues with constipation, none whatsoever. I also drink the tea like Drea had sent me. It's a like a laxative tea. It's very smooth kind of deal. I drink one a day. One a day. That's it. I keep myself regular. And I go to the bathroom maybe every 2 days. I don't even know. Like every 2 days. It's very difficult. But, I mean, urination, no problem whatsoever. The worst part about it, it's like having old lady pee. Like you go into an old age home and you can smell the urine. That's what it's like. It's like, yeah. Old lady pee, no matter how much I drink. But, and I also get in like 3 of these a day. It's not the Aquafina. I just use the bottle. I don't care for those shaky cups or whatever. But this also says it has 33.8 full ounces. I'm sure. Read it. There you go. So I drank about 3 of these a day, and I am already on number 2, so I can slow down. It's just, I should drink more, right, if my pee smells that nasty, but I guess that's just the way that your body is right now, so I'm not going to complain. I'm still getting in what the doctors tell me to get in. I'm getting in my proteins. Like 3 or 4 sips in there. I take it slow. So I have no issues with drinking water. Water is like the bomb. It really is. I've only had one incident where, which was like a week and a half ago, where I had forgotten to eat something. I was drinking so much that I'd totally forgotten that I had to eat, and it was there during the time frame that I was at work. I'd forgotten to eat, even though I had brought my own little dish, and I got home and I had, you know, my alarm on my phone goes off. It says, hey lady, eat breakfast. Hey, you know, eat this, drink that, do this, do that. And I just kind of like shut it off, and I got home, I got my daughter ready, made breakfast for them. I had totally forgot about eating myself. I just wasn't hungry. So, brought my husband to work, and I came back home. That was about 11:30 kind of deal. I got my daughter on the bus, and I'm cleaning the house, and it was just like somebody hit me on the head, and I felt extremely dizzy. Like I was gonna faint, like blackout kind of deal. So I took a seat, and it was just like, wow, what's wrong with me? And I called my mother up, and she was like, well, have you eaten anything today? And I said, well, no, actually. And she's like, Frankie, your body needs nourishment. Feed it. Maya Zainab, calm down, please. Okay? I know you don't want to, but could you please? Mommy's making a video. Just for a minute, okay? Okay? Okay, thank you. So, other than that, that's how my life has been. I've been doing very well. I've been going to the gym. I've been doing what I have to. And hip hip hooray for being 298 pounds, 0.2 ounces. So, and every time I weigh myself at these meetings, my daughter has to weigh herself. She's like, Mom, am I at the 4 yet? And I said, don't worry about being at the 4 yet, because she's like 33.5 pounds or something. And I don't know what it is about trying to get to 34 pounds, but she wants to be something with a 4. So, yes, she is doing very well. And so am I. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy with everything. And if I had to do it all again, I would. So, now that I have made a 30-minute video, which is not entirely horrible because I've seen longer, I know that you just kind of like click through some, well, not click through them, but parts that may or may not apply to you, you might fast forward through. No problems. Everybody, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day, because you know what? I am.